Hey everybody. So I frankly don't remember the last time that the Washington Post, or for that matter, any major newspaper in the United States, I don't remember the last time that the editorial board of a major newspaper has gone on the record to defend a random pizza shop or a random restaurant of any kind in response to negative reviews and negative commentary online. I have just never seen that before. Normally, the editorial board of newspapers will sound off on which national politicians they support, which big policy pushes they support or disapprove of. But for the Washington Post editorial board to put out this weird thing about 12 hours ago, slamming the quote parasitical nature of online fake news does strike me as Orwellian. It seems like they're trying to give people in D.C. who read the Washington Post, at least some of them do, it seems like they're trying to give them something to hold on to in advance, a little narrative that they can just cling on to as the public disclosures about PizzaGate get larger and larger. Now, PizzaGate is completely real, as I'd been saying. It really requires a lot more work to disprove Pizzagate or to say that Pizzagate is something else than to just look at the facts and say, okay, for some reason, some very powerful people who happen to be in a satanic cult that happens to engage in pedophilia and torture and possibly even murder, that's where the facts take us. Now, if you're not a mature person and you can't handle that, okay. But that is where the data takes us. And to me, it's phenomenal that I'm now being character attacked and that I'm getting so many trolls on Twitter that I really don't want to use Twitter anymore because as my name starts to get bigger, I don't want to give Twitter my following. I don't want you guys to go over to Twitter and talk to me there when Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, has done such a bad job. It was a shame what he did during the election. None of us forgot that. How Trump supporters were banned for no reason, how trolls and attackers of Trump supporters were allowed to continue, how Hollywood celebrities attacking Trump supporters, their accounts were allowed to remain, and yet truth tellers and people who simply were not Obama or Hillary shills were banned from the platform for no reason, and trending hashtags like Pizzagate have been removed for no apparent reason. So I don't support Twitter anymore, and it's not any one action. Jack Dorsey has made so many poor decisions. I liked Twitter a lot when Dick Costolo, or however you say his name, Costello. I liked Twitter a lot when he was the CEO because I didn't notice any blatant censorship as I'm noticing today. I just don't support that. I don't support what Jack Dorsey is doing. So as I get larger and larger, I don't want Twitter to be where people go to see my views on stuff. Gab is a new social network that people are switching over to. Very similar to Twitter. I barely even use it so far, and I'm already up to 3,500 followers. So point being, there are a lot of people over there. And, another thing that Jack Dorsey did that really upsets me is the Muslim Brotherhood just joined Twitter this year, and they're already verified by Twitter. Their account has been verified. I have 50,000 followers on Twitter, and I've been on the service since 2011, and I'm still not verified, and people create fake accounts. This is part of why I'm leaving Twitter, is that people are creating fake accounts to say that I am a pedophile. I'm the pedophile for covering Pizzagate. This is pure Clinton filth of blaming others for that which they do. Now, first of all, I haven't done the original reporting on this. This is all in the WikiLeaks emails, and those emails are verified as being real emails to and from the people involved. WikiLeaks in 10 years has never released a fake or hoax email or a fake piece of content. They have a sterling publishing record. So this stuff is real. Again, if you're a child and you want to, bury your head in the sand, that's one thing. But this is what's happening in our country right now. And to be honest, I'm disappointed because a couple years ago, some people told me to look into the Illuminati and, all the weird cult stuff, and I just didn't believe it. I thought that people in music videos, sure, they flash some symbols and some icons, but my view was that celebrities just tease that stuff for word of mouth, for buzz, for traffic. If you put out a new music video, of course, flashing some sign, a bunch of people in the comment section are going to speculate, and it's going to drive up your traffic. So that's really all I thought of it. And now something has been uncovered that is so vast and ugly, it's really beyond my capability to investigate further. But between the Washington Post editorial board defending a random pizza shop, and between the owner of that pizza shop having visited the Obama White House 5 times, between Hillary Clinton having sent a letter, a thank you letter to the owner of that pizza shop, thanking him for his efforts, there is enough of a link here. And there is a cover-up in progress. I have no connection to pedophilia. I had no interest in this story. You guys know my track record of being removed from Huffington Post for reporting on Hillary Clinton's poor health, and then I was going through the WikiLeaks, and somebody said to me one day, Dave, why don't you search for pizza or hot dogs in the Podesta emails? You're welcome. And when I searched for that, you're never the same person again, are you? Once you realize that this guy who could have been the chief of staff under Hillary Clinton's White House, and they came very close to winning, very close to duping the public, this satanic pedophile could have had the cover of the White House for the next 4 years, and he'd be harming countless children, and there would be nothing to do about it. Now, some of you have said focus on the criminal aspect and the pedophile stuff and the child torture stuff, and don't talk about the satanic stuff. But that's not what I do as a researcher. I don't selectively pick and choose. This isn't a buffet line. The satanic rituals are part of this, so to ignore that would be not to see the full picture of what's going on. These people in D.C. and some of these elites in the media do appear to be members of a satanic cult, and it does appear to engage in satanic ritual abuse, either to blackmail the members or to bond them together, or perhaps because some of them really do believe in their crazy satanic ideology. Again, not to mention that part of the story would be dishonest as a journalist, because even in the WikiLeaks emails, references to Moloch, a demon god that you sacrifice babies to, are made. And you would think that, a woman as busy as Hillary Clinton while Secretary of State would not tolerate staffers emailing her about Moloch, but that is sadly not the case. So I am leaving Twitter. It seems like Jack Dorsey is most definitely censoring some of these topics from trending, and he's giving a broad platform to trolls who are creating fake accounts representing me, and I've seen that he hasn't acted quickly on parody accounts of other independent journalists, and I just don't support that. That's like Pravda 2.0. Jack Dorsey will go down in history as a bad man, as a bad American. And he might even bring down Twitter, because if somebody like me, who's built up a following of 50,000 people, is happily nuking that following to head over to Gab, that means that it's probably going to be something that other people do as well. So Gab, I don't know much about the people behind it. So far, it's a much better platform, and I judge services and people by their actions, not by their words. So far, Gab is not censoring PizzaGate. It is still trending. They're not censoring any of the other sensitive topics that researchers are looking into, and it's a well-designed service. It's like a better version of Twitter. It's pretty much the same as Twitter, except your tweet or your post, whatever they call it, your Gab, can be longer than 140 characters. It's slightly longer length. Some other differences, you can upvote individual posts, kind of like a combination between Reddit and Twitter. So far, I love it. And again, I've been on Twitter since 2011. I have 50,000 followers. Why have I not been verified when there are fake versions of me trying to promote the narrative that I'm into pedophilia? Wouldn't that be a thing to do? Wouldn't you want to verify the real journalist when I'm being character attacked? And yet they verify the Muslim Brotherhood right after they sign up for a Twitter account? I don't support that. I think that is disgusting. So, by the way, Gab, I didn't even ask for it. They already verified me. So, I think that Gab is definitely one that could usurp Twitter. It could be a MySpace to Facebook situation. People are already starting to say that Twitter is the new MySpace. So if you want to sign up for Gab, just head over there. It takes 30 seconds to sign up. My username on Gab is the same as it is over on Twitter. There you go. If you want to follow me, go for it. So yeah, I am nuking my Twitter involvement. When I have an important video or article, I'll still tweet it out for the next couple months, but I'm not going to actively engage trolls anymore, and I'm not going to actively engage people who are character attacking me and threatening me when I know what my record is, and when this is not even my research. If you have a problem with this, you should take it to Julian Assange, because again, in 10 years, he has not published a single fake or hoax email, and the people involved in this are not even denying it. Isn't that a little weird? You know, John Podesta has not tweeted once since November 7th from his official account. Now, if half the internet were calling me a pedophile and a satanic ritual abuse cult member, I would at least put out a tweet saying, hey, this is not the case, or here, look at this, you got it all wrong. But to not address that at all is a little bizarre, isn't it? There is so much here that once you uncover it, it is overwhelming. And again, I don't have any special information. Go to wikileaks.org. Search for cheese pizza, Podesta. Search for hot dogs, Podesta. Search for hot dog party, Chicago, Obama. Search for torture chamber, Podesta. Search for that on wikileaks.org. This is not David Seaman saying these things. This is WikiLeaks and thousands of well-respected researchers all over the world, and yet a bunch of trolls and a bunch of people threatening us are allowed to keep their accounts. Something is wrong with Twitter. Something is wrong with our country right now. It is not normal for the Washington Post to use up a valuable page of their editorial board's op-ed. It is not normal for them to randomly defend a random pizza shop. It is not normal for a pizza shop owner to be the 49th most powerful person in Washington, D.C. It is not normal for a pizza shop owner to have visited the Obama White House 5 times and to have met personally with Obama at least one of those times. None of this stuff is normal. It is not normal for a bunch of 55-year-old to 65-year-old powerful politicians and lobbyists to hold their birthday parties and fundraisers and private events at a pizza shop that appears to be catered to the same age group as Chuck E. Cheese's. None of this is normal. None of this stuff is normal. So if you want to attack me, that's a dead end, because I have no power. All I have are some viewers on YouTube, and I've made them well aware of PizzaGate because it is real, and because I do feel confident that these people will be brought to justice one way or another. They don't seem to get it. Trolling and slander and threats. You can bring a few of us down. You can kill Monica Peterson, as you did. You can kill Max Spears, as you did. You can kill Seth Rich, as you did. You can't kill 300 million Americans. You can't silence 7 billion people on this planet. The whole world is finding out about this. This is a global phenomenon. In Norway, they just cleaned house. They just arrested a bunch of their high-level pedophiles. This is very real. In my track record as a journalist, when have I ever accused another restaurant owner of satanic ritual abuse and pedophilia? When have I ever accused anybody of pedophilia? This is simply what's happening, and I told you how I got here. It was from the Hillary's Health articles and then being removed from Huffington Post, and I thought, that's odd, and then looking around on WikiLeaks one night, as I told you, somebody said, Dave, search for these terms, and now I am passing it on to you. Go to wikileaks.org, search for Podesta Pizza, Podesta Hot Dogs, Podesta Torture Chamber, and if you have a better explanation for all of this, by all means, let me know in the comments section below. And I'll see you guys over on Gab. It is toward the end of the month. If you want to help support my research, please consider making a contribution to the Patreon page. This has been a very difficult time for me, and the number of character attacks, the number of media outlets saying that there's nothing to this convinces me beyond a doubt that there's very much something to this. And again, to ignore the satanic cult aspect is to ignore half the story, because this is some kind of elite blackmail cult that many people are involved in, and it's been silenced a couple of times before in history. It appears this time around there's no mathematical way it can be silenced, because people much bigger than me are already talking about it online. This is going to be a bad few months for the elites. This is going to be a bad few months for the people in that satanic cult, and there's not much you folks can do about it.